Okay, and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Field of Glorious Empires, continuing our Roman game from last time. So if you're watching on YouTube, suppose the last part would have been yesterday. If you're watching on Twitch, then we're having connection issues right now, so right now Twitch is not seeing this. If you're watching on Twitch, the last stream was 5 days ago. We're going to try to record 4, maybe 5 parts. We'll see how we get things done. I believe... Well, we've got diplomacy going on these guys. We'll see if that diplomacy works out. But otherwise, I think going reasonably well. And I think, like usual, I've probably left us on the end of the turn. So we can play a bolster colony. We may be handing those places back, so we don't want to do that. Play a Federate Barbarians, which we will actually do. I'll do one quick check, make sure that we've done all the building things on the places, and we have. Actually missed one. This wouldn't be a bad place for a quarry. This is hills. So quarries on hills can occasionally give you access to marble veins, so that's why I want to do that. Here would not be a bad place to pick up various things. I think we'll pick up the monument here. We are very interested in culture. I think we're about to give this one back, so it's not the end of the world if we don't put something useful here. We'll start building Preceptor House. I think technically they'd have to import the papyrus from us, which would be good, even if they end up with the building and we don't keep it. Or here, this is hills, so again, this would be another place where we can get a marble vein, which would actually combo off on the expert stonecrafter that we have here already. Yeah, I think we'll lean into that. Grab the quarry then. You know, at this point, I'm thinking that I had not started this turn. Okay. We're going to academy there, so there's nothing to work there. Working bows. Mostly working on money, because I think we want to buy out Emporia. Emporia. Upgrade to a large quarry. It wouldn't... Well, it's not a big bonus, because it just gives a bonus from marble, right? But we might as well. It's basically a no-slot building, providing us a bonus to stuff. We want to get to 6 commerce buildings so we can get paved road. Pottery worker shop would not be the worst. Yeah, let's go to the pottery workshop for that reason. We can build a commercial port. Trade wind bonus is always nice, so yeah, let's build a commercial port. 4, we got a 7 open slot and a 4 open slot. Already have 6 food buildings here. This is definitely a place where we're thinking of probably upgrading a full well set. So the orchard wouldn't be too bad. We're missing... Oh, I suppose we only have figs, so it's basically the base 10. It's not a particularly great orchard. It is a cheap orchard. Orchard is cheap for food buildings. And we got slots, I suppose. Maybe the exception here is maybe I'd want to do a commerce building so we could pave the road. What is the difference between a paved road? Running myself with the difference. So regional road is +1 trade range. Paved road, and we got one in the capital. +2 trade range. So that's a pretty big bonus, and it's 20% commerce versus 12. And that's not a bad furnace. Yeah, I think I'll do the furnace instead of the orchard. The orchard will come up again. Mostly it's Greeks here, right? Yeah, it's mostly Greeks here. 1 Celtic. So I suppose we could go with the cult site to try to get that Celtic to grow faster. And the cult site on the coast wouldn't be too bad either. We got a religious cult, so we are looking for Pleasure House. But we're not necessarily in a rush to get the Pleasure House, I suppose. And we can import weapons from elsewhere. Okay, so we're gonna upgrade the harbor. Let's upgrade the harbor. We might need the harbor for getting like commercial port. That province, nothing to do with that one. Actually, do we have the? We do have the food there, yes, of course. Put you on money. Get you building something. You can build a school, build an iron mine. Not too worried about the iron mine. Let's actually go for the school then. And then the newest province is up here, where we might be doing territory swap. Okay. Objective-wise is what objective we're going to try to trade for Finisterre here, or is our ally Syracuse? We either got Syracuse down here, or we got to go up into the UK for Canitum. We'll defend. Okay, so we're going to end up with the same problem that we're having here, trying to take that one. So I'm not going to worry too much about that one because that's just going to be a pain to try to take. So given that, we're going to start moving towards Syracuse with spare forces. Start fighting for the islands. Okay, we'll fortify that location. I think we have a pending deal with these guys. Yeah, we have a pending deal with these guys. So we'll see if that goes through before we attack. We went through the decisions already. Decisions. I don't think they're already picked that option. Okay. Lots of precious iron. So we can sell healthy iron. Okay. And probably complete the manpower reserve a little bit for more money. Yeah. Okay, then we'll cycle the turn. I'm gonna see. I'm expecting us to slowly be drifting down. We're not drifting down yet, but the longer we stay at a glorious empire, the more decadence we're gonna get from age and such. Though Golden Age is not necessarily helping with that either. Slave market, buy, sell, or displace slaves. We're just gonna usually go with the displace option here. Soundly defeated. Local forces. Telling us that some got displaced. We have a prospect for resources. I think there was a place we wanted to prospect to clear a malice. I may have already cleared it. It's not gonna be Elio would have cleared it already. I don't think it was here. No. Yeah, your siege workshop, or just put some troops there for a while. There. There. where the Valley of the Prospecting is going to be. Probably prospected the problem away already, and I'm looking for an old problem that I'm remembering. Yeah, probably prospect the problem away and just looking for one worth remembering. So let's go ahead and prospect somewhere. Semi-random. Probably some North Hills, like so. Public Works, Roman roads. And you're going to build limes, pave the road? You're going to regional roads, limes? You moving there. We want to continue to move towards Syracuse. So down to there. Forgot to actually do stuff with you. Do we have stuff to do with you? Regional roads, yes. Can we get, yeah, we can get you all the way there. We want to set up the stuff. Peace treaty isn't yet. I suppose we can take over that Gallic Independent. And these guys are about 150. Yeah. We'll see if they come into our territory. Though even if they come into our territory, we're really not going to defeat them in pitch battle. Well, that's not going to be enough to let us take the territory, I suppose. Even if we do defeat them in pitch battle, that's what I meant there. Italic Citizen. Could grab a cult site. That's nine culture, because we have honey figs and have nuts. Which we can trade for. So that's not a bad delicacy shop. Or cult site to go fishing for move closer to fishing for tier 3 culture buildings. Yeah, we'll do the cult site, because I think I need to get to that fishing space sooner rather than later. For happiness reasons. Another spot here. No, arguably we actually need that guy on food production. Stud is not a good replacement. Noble District would be more valuable if we needed the loyalty and it had gold or luxury. We can probably import the gold and luxury later. Yeah, let's take the blacksmith. Either the blacksmith or the military building? I don't think we can siege workshop specifically here. We are working on an amphitheater. A bit slow in the amphitheater, but that's kind of expected when we try and focus some money so hard. Get an orchard here. This is a tour. It's inland. Actually, we're gonna leave our tour. Or actually, we'll have our tour grab. Oh, we're gonna get the Roman Company. Let me grab the watchtower. I was about to say leave the space so we can come in and build a line or build a Roman encampment, but apparently we have that already. Working on the military academy there. 6 building slots here. Trade center would be a great acumen bonus. Would make a lot of money, make a lot of trades come here if possible. You know, I'm very tempted just because of the trade value. Could do the clothing manufacturer. Needs cloth, which we'd be able to import, so that's not a problem. Makes a decent amount of money. Get us access to tier 3 wealth buildings. And we're not too worried about the worship place if we don't have the ability to get any culture on it. So, if it was the pleasure building, which it isn't, we'd grab it. Pleasure house. Go to the garum shop here. Or... No, we have enough to upgrade the... In fact, I think we have the road upgrade queued already. So the roads will get upgraded. Yeah, so maybe moving towards getting 6 commerce buildings would not be a bad idea, so garum shop's good for that. We don't need the slave market at this point, I think. I haven't gone around and counted how many we have. We definitely have more than 4. Got iron and flax. Imports the leather, which we can do. Or we can grab brickworks. Grab the brickworks. Or I suppose actually no, we got the glacier penalty here, so let's actually not build infrastructure here if we can. Well, no, we still want to build enough that we can get up to regional roads. One open slot there. A loyalty bonus from the Oration Tribune would not be bad, and offers the possibility in the future to get a courthouse. You want a siege workshop. Siege workshop is a tier 2 building, so we do have access to it. We'll grab you a monument instead because it's not in your list, and a monument isn't quite a free reroll, but it's pretty close to one. We get the payout from decisions yet? Yeah. Okay, so with that, let's all up you. We want you to become absorbed. Give you most of our metal, most of our manpower. Provide you with some units that you're not actually going to get. And then most of our money. 23% chance. I'm going to willingly sacrifice all the metal and all the manpower for 100% chance. Close that treaty, integrate them in. Once we got them integrated in, we should be able to make the province here. And from earlier, we know this is a province that has really good archers. By archers, I mean slingers, but similar sort of class unit in the game. Okay, let's roll that turn. Okay, the trade deal went through. Looks like. So we did that handoff. That works out for us. This is a battle we should win. Yeah. So because of that, we gained a progress token, which just renewed our golden age. We also lost a couple foreign territories that were not giving us great culture returns. Now peace, yeah. We're not going to range. I'm not too worried about that. Spend metal, so I can burn some metal, but we're about to do that for this. So we're not worried about that. Raise loyalty. Amnesty major. Or actually, we'll just case some trials. And yeah, we entered New Golden Age. So by losing those 3 territories, we did gain a bunch. We'll reduce our decadence by a bunch. That's good to see. This is a province. Very interesting redesigned province at this point, but it's a province. I don't think this hideout shouldn't hang around. It should despawn. It just hasn't yet because we got it traded to us. It should disappear on the next turn. Well, last the region is in, or any adjacent region of Celtic Ethnicity can revolt. Anyway, we can't tear this down. It's going to get torn down of its own accord. So, in the meantime, this is giving us free unit value and some extra culture. We're going to want to cover our people's occult site's not bad. Public Works, Roman Camp, move to the place we just traded for. Similar thing here. There's a Druid hideout here. Because it wasn't owned by someone, it was easier to overrun. Could we grab a pleasure house? I don't think we need it for the loyalty. Sawmill's not that bad, so I'll take Sawmill. And then we'll start marching back the other way. Public camp, Roman camp, Roman camp. I think you're going to march as well. Down into the right. Oh, because the Valley of the Roads, we can get pretty far. So what are the objectives now? So that presumably took one of our objectives away and replaced it with a different one. Tunis. So yeah, the game has decided it is time we go after Carthage. Which isn't the worst of choices, I suppose. We're maybe not going to want to take all of Carthage's stuff. We may try to peace out a little bit early, but yeah, take over Syracuse, take over Sardinia and the Belarus. See how that goes. So yeah, we want to start moving in that general direction if that's the case. Limes and upgrade that Roman camp limes as well. So we'll move to there. In theory, move you to Emporia, because we're going to want to build things like Roman roads and stuff as soon as they get annexed. They should get annexed next turn. Nothing to build here, so we're going to finish the move down into Britannium. We're actually going to redeploy the fleet, and then we're going to declare on Syracuse. You're moving, you're moving, you're moving. Because of the Federate Barbarians, we are slowly collecting a bunch of skirmishers up here. Okay, looking from the bottom of our empire, we did finish a building here and a DS irrigation system. Yes, we do want the irrigation system. It's not a big food improvement, but then it's going to be upgraded to canals afterwards, and that will be a decent improvement and give us access to papyrus. Amphitheater is being worked on there. We need the food. So we can move that last guy over. Move that one over. Make a little bit more money. We'll start focusing a little bit less on money once we've got Emporia integrated, because we're not thinking of doing that Syracuse. Or not Churcii. We'll move the Churcii independent. Oration Tribune here? Yeah, Oration Tribune here. Even getting the cultural bonus from Marble, that's nice to see. For lots of places to build here. So you've got 6 on the money, on the commerce, so we definitely don't want to, unless we think it's just the best choice, we don't necessarily need to go for another commerce building here. We'll go for Training Ground, basically use the Training Ground as a reroll. Probably looking for one more culture building, get access to tier 2 culture buildings. A tour here. We don't need the loyal healers who do Pleasure House. This is an okay market. This wouldn't be a bad market. Could continue to be focused on defense and build a leading camp. Yeah, let's continue to focus on defense and build a legion camp. Isara. If we build another military building there, we get access to tier 3 military buildings. On the other hand, I think we'll get access to the regional roads by building the Wheelmaker. And then here, if we were offered the Pleasure House to clear the religious cult, we'd do that. Yeah, I think a suggestion of bank here is not a bad choice. Give us 36 more income, taxation bonus, commerce bonus, good all around. Another moneymaker. Land expansion is always great when it's offered. Can free up those workers to make production so we get things done quicker here. Okay, and then at this point we're gonna have to go around and check all the ones that aren't in our province yet. Never a bad idea to gain training grounds. Tend to find, because it does improve the overall military average. Oh. Was going to go with that culture building. But irrigation canals are nice. Building or placed far enough along that we can just get an irrigation canals is never bad. Operation Tribune. Okay, that's all the territories that have been assigned. Do you have a prospect for resources? Don't really need to care much about it, but we'll go ahead and put in the forest up here. Bolster Colony. Do we have any that can be played? No. I do like Bolster Colony because it gives you population up to 5 people. And it fortifies the province as well, which is nice. Yeah, so we're moving there. Those are all moving in roughly the correct direction. Oh, I suppose I have a functional Roman army. Pretty much a functional Roman army here. I should have probably been moving toward Syracuse and stuff. We'll start doing that. We'll start moving it in that direction as well. We want to be a little bit more in position for the war with Carthage. Actually, that's a bit aggressive. We'll try that. So there's an independent group here. Supposedly fairly well defended, so they got like a garrison of 17, but because this is what? This is hills. Legions don't do too bad in hills. I think our legion will be able to break that province, and then that gives us a staging point for attacking the Carthaginians. Yeah, Tunis is our new objective. So let's go ahead and roll the turn. No fight, but you weren't expecting any fights. That's kind of fine. Another progress token. Opening hostile Syracuse. Felt their offer was not in their best interest. Okay, so they didn't. Whatever the balance was, changed their results there. So we'll go ahead and do Absorb Nation again. Provide units. Oh, I guess the provide units dropped off, so it was definitely less value without the units. Most of the metal, most of the money, most of the manpower. Yeah, okay. 100% chance in theory. Propose the treaty again. Oh, I suppose you probably want more guys, right? A little bit low on Velite here, so we'll have a small group. Go like there. We'll have the Velite try to catch up with you, which implied they will be able to do. And then technically only need skirmish camp, which I think actually our best ones come from here. So let's grab one boot patch of them. Yes, I just rejected the deal. Something changed and screwed the math up. Send one progress token. Our fleet does stand in the proverbial channel here. Syracuse has a large army, so this might not be the best of landings, because we'll be a little bit gambling on where we come across and who we come across into. Okay, you're the Syracuse capital. Agora, so there's the National Wonder capital capital city state. So I can either try to come ashore there, or I can try to come ashore in Ita. Oh, and we don't actually have an admiral in charge. That's a mistake of the fleet. We'll put a siege expert, defensive siege expert, just because I think we're not technically going to be attacking the fleet. You know, let's try to come ashore there. See how well that goes. Irrigation system finishes next turn. Amphitheater, 19 turns. 1 slot, 2 slot. Don't need the loyalty in the noble district. That's a bad big shop. Barracks is probably the best one here. It's going to take another spot, but it's going to make higher XP and higher manpower pool. It's not bad. We got enough here that I already have access to tier 3 culture buildings. But one of these, which is the Royal Tomb, is eventually going to go away from RNG. So we'll build a 6th one so we can keep access to the tier 3 buildings. Even after it goes away. Worship place is not very good. We don't necessarily need the loyalty either, so we'll say no to that. We'll do a military store here. This will give us access to tier 3 military buildings in that province, or in that state specifically. Could do a bank. Bank's very valuable, 62 money. Could do a mill, 15 food. Some loyalty bonus. We got to be fair, Massilla here is just valuable. Massilla is just valuable, so it's sort of competition of which of the good things do we want to do. I think I'll go with the bank just because the bank's just so powerful. 62 money. It's never bad. Could grab the sculpture shop here. Or the Preceptor House. Preceptor House in and of itself isn't very good, but it does have a decadence prediction. Conversely, the Sculpture Shop has decadence increase, so it's not as strong as it would otherwise look. Yeah, it's not as strong as it would otherwise look because of the decadence on it. We'll go with the Preceptor House, which, the other way to think about it is the Preceptor House is stronger than it looks because of the decadence reduction. Then here we do kind of want to fish for that pleasure house, but we're not having to fish for it too hard. I'm thinking we'll pick up the dyeing mill here, because apparently we actually have places we can import it from. Nice. Yeah, let's go to the dyeing mill here. That'll give us access to tier 3 commerce buildings, and potentially allow us to upgrade the road. And it still leaves the 1 slot to go fishing for the religious cult. Wheelmaker is always the good choice for trying to get up to regional roads. Build a slot there to build in. Iron Mine. So we've got an infrastructure malice here, specifically in this territory, from the glaciers. So normally we don't want infrastructure buildings here. Getting up to 3 is still valuable because that's going to give us access to land reclamation. Also allows us to upgrade the roads to paved, or the roads to regional roads, which is the prerequisite getting up to regional roads. So we'll build the iron mine here. It's not a bad building there because that's actually a low infrastructure building. It's mostly providing metal. 1 and 3, okay. School, yeah. Schools are always nice. We have a loyalty from things that are going to go away. So we're going to wait for these things to clear and see if that helps. In the meantime, the training route's not a bad reroll. It was a little bit low, but we're also a little bit liberal here, so we won't worry too much about that. Oh, and you can get all the way down there. Our glorious Roman roads. Build a Roman camp. And the trade hasn't gone through yet. Okay. Could build the walls. Probably build the brickworks. Then to the next next location with a building project going. You're going to gain 20 loyalty, but that's only bringing us up to 67. So we probably do want more loyalty there. Cult site indirectly will give us more by conversion rate, so that's definitely a cult site for that choice. Some loyalty bonus is not bad. Oration tribute is not particularly bad for us. This is a new province, so actually building up into wells and such here is not a bad idea. Okay, that's all our provinces. I don't think we have any bolster colonies yet. And then we might not have any for a real long time at this point, so don't need to worry too much about that. Decisions. I don't think they're... Because we've already got a trade deal going out. We probably not do any of the decisions that I can think of. And with that, I think everyone's moving that's got a place they want to move to, right? He could move in theory, because we're building a building with him. But I think we're just going to turn around and just immediately upgrade that building. So we want him still to be there. Move after he's done being there, doing that thing. So they're moving, they're moving. They're all moving. I almost missed one. You want to move. You want to quickly run down most of the coast here. Get in position to help with the sieging of Syracuse. And then we're waiting for these guys. This guy wants to form up with guys that are being trained and moving. These guys want to get down here. We'll probably push someone on to Corsica, Sardinia, in preparation for the Carthaginian War. Yeah. So let's cycle the turn. I think this will be the last end turn of this recording for YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow. Though we are going to see how this plays out. So that is the Syracusan fleet trying to intercept us, I think. The good news is we had our fleet in the area. So they timed it, so they actually, because we didn't move our fleet, they're coming out to attack our transit. So we're actually getting the defense bonus of our land general. It's actually better than our navy general. So we got 6 rolls for our defense, and they get 2 for their attack. Our troops, our boats are just better from a fatigue standpoint. So there's a decent possibility we're going to win. Though I don't think it's going to be attrition less. I think we're going to lose boats. I say, and then apparently promptly lose no boats. Nope, no, lost one. Jinxed myself by saying lose no boats. Lost 1 light warship. And sent all but 2 of their light warships to the bottom. Okay. So that means our guys get ashore. Catch some of their guys in the open. Not everyone was in the fort. And yeah, that's a cakewalk. Rome wins the battle. Landing in Africa. Oh, this place is heavily garrisoned, apparently. Well, I knew it was a little bit heavily garrisoned. I wasn't expecting it to be quite that hard. We lost one of our ally. The ally are probably at this point a little bit replaceable, actually, so we can probably replace that with a Roman Legion and won't complain too much. Oh, we actually gained 2 spots. I was mentally prepared for us to drop a little bit more in the culture decadence ranking here. Apparently we're just generating culture mass enough to compensate for the rising decadence requirements of our nation. Soldiers starving, that's understandable. They take the lead from being in the sea, but now they're on land. If anything, we might just want to just slam more people and make food here, because our guys are going to have supply food issues here otherwise. Oh, there's 222 in the stockpile, though, so that's less of an issue. But we still want to be Food Plaza, so that's actually where we want to be. Before we get too buried into the turn, this is where I'm going to put the power break in. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be better tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to have a short break where I stretch the legs, and then we're going to get right back to recording. So until the next part, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. And bye for now.